Hi to whoever's watching, I'm Siobhan and this is my March book haul. Some of the books are from like the end of February-ish. I categorised them into shops that I got them, but I do have one pile of books that are sort of miscellaneous from like a bunch of different shops. The first book I've got is volume 4, 5 and 6 of Full Metal Alchemist. I do have the first 3, so I was lucky to get this. I got this from Forbidden Planet in Aberdeen. I've been looking for this one for quite a while because every time I've gone in before, they haven't had this one. They kind of skip this one and then go to like 7, 8, 9. So I got lucky this time and I just quickly picked it up. I think it was it's £10. The second book I got is The Promise by Katarina. I think that's how you say it. Katarina Diamond. I got this from a charity shop called, I think it's Cancer Research. Just in one of the towns that I live near. So I got that from there. I think this was £1. So that was really cool. I do have the other 2, The Teacher and The Angel by the same author. So I've been looking for this one as well for a while. So. And the last book in the miscellaneous pile is Hostage on the Roof, My Peterhead Prison Story by Jackie Stewart. It was because we went to the Peterhead prison and I was like, oh, I'm gonna have to get a book, and he was actually there while we were there, and he was so sweet enough to personalise and sign it. It just says, to Siobhan and then Jackie Stewart. I thought it was awesome. I was so happy about that. I wasn't sure if he would sign or not, but he was really happy too, so I was like, yay. This was also £10. Yeah, it was, I think it was, there was a riot and he was held hostage on the roof and he went through some horrible things. So I'm really excited to read his story. So it's probably going to be a sad one, but I'm just really happy to have this. I do have another Peterhead prison book. It's in here. It's called Had Porridge, and it's about like funny stories. So it's like a different side to it. The next pile of books is from W.H. Smith. And this was just pretty recent actually, in the last like couple of weeks. So the first one I got was On the Come Up by Angie Thomas. I also have The Hate You Give. I haven't read, I did start reading that, but then I had to stop and read something else. So I noticed this going around BookTube just recently, so I was like, oh, I'll probably not get it yet in the UK. But I was surprised that I got it in W.H. Smith. This was £8. So I'm really excited to read this as well. I'll probably read The Hate You Give first though. The second book is a Stephen King, because I love his books. It's From a Buick 8. So I heard that it's a bit like Christine, also by him. I think like a haunted car. So that'll be interesting. Yeah. So this was at half price for $4.49, so $4.50. So I was like super happy with that. I was like, yay. The third pile of books was from another, I think it was a charity shop in Aberdeen when I got the Full Metal Alchemist manga. I can't remember the name of it. It's just like down like a side street. So I was like, oh. The first book I got was the third in the Inspector Rebus series by Ian Rankin. I have the first 2 and then obviously I can't continue until I have the third one. So I was like, I grabbed this and I think it was only like a couple pound, like £2 something. So I'm really happy to finally have the third one. I also got Alex by Pierre Lemaitre. I heard really good stuff about this. I was just looking up crime thriller reviews to see if there's any like new books that I was interested in reading, and this one really stood out, so I just happened to come across it in that little store, so I was super happy I grabbed that. I think all of these are about the same price apart from a larger book and the hardback that I'll show you in a minute. The next one is The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. Sorry, I got the name read backwards. I did initially pick this up at the library, but I hadn't had it back, so I didn't get to finish it. So I got lucky and I found this. This was actually the first book in the store that I noticed, and I was like, nah, I could just borrow it from the library again. But then I was like, but it sounds really good, so I ended up just picking it up anyway. So yay! I also heard a lot of stuff about this on BookTube as well. The biggest book I got in this haul, I already have read it, but my copy that I got has been damaged. That's entirely my fault, because I don't have a book sleeve to protect them yet. I'm just going to wait to try and make them soon. So, is It by Stephen King. I read this last year, and this is the massive book that put me in a reading slump. Yeah, but I did end up, I think I gave it 5 stars because I really did enjoy it. The ending is like, but I think that's most people's opinion about the ending of this. But I think my family's home. You'll hear the dogs barking. Don't mind them. So yeah, I just decided to get an extra edition of this. I think this was £3 something because it is so big. And it actually has more pages, I think, than the other edition that I have. The other edition I have is the movie tie-in edition, and that has 1,166 pages. And this has over 1,300. So I think the writing is slightly bigger, and the pages are a little bit thicker, so it seems bigger than the other one I have. But it's just the same story, so. And the last book in this pile is James Patterson. It's Miracle at Augusta, I think that's what it says. I was lucky because I have pretty much most of his books up to date, apart from some of his standalones. So I think there's a series, it's like a mini series inside of his standalones. There's a few of the Miracle ones. And it's not often I find one I don't have, so I was like, grab that quick because there was only one. So I was like, this one was also £3 something because it is a hardback, so super excited about that one. The fourth pile is, the fourth pile is from Asda. The first one is Manhunt by Colin Sutton, I think that's what it says. It's how I brought serial killer Levi Belfield to justice. And I'm obsessed with serial killers, so excited about this one. I'm hoping to also get the Ted Bundy one that's out soon, I hope. Hopefully. But I'm really excited to read this. The next one is another James Patterson. It's one of his newer ones, so I didn't have this one. It's Juror number 3. I think it's one of his standalones. So, the next book I regret buying, but by the time I'd realised something about this person, it was past the dates where I could return it, so I'm going to read it and then I feel really bad, but I'm going to burn it. Yeah, I have strong opinions, I'll explain. But it is Never Grow Up by Jackie Chan. See, I love his movies, don't get me wrong. Oh, there's someone coming upstairs. I love his movies, and I don't think that will ever change. But I found out recently that he disowned his own daughter because she was in the LGBT community. which I was not happy. Apparently is a huge homophobe, so I'm like, oh, I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, but that's what I was told, and then I researched and it seems to be true. So I was a bit upset by that because I really do love his movies. I've grown up watching him, so kind of sad about this one, but can't really do anything about it now. So, and the last pile, number 5, is from Tesco. First one is just a little book day one. It's a Rick Riordan one. It's Percy Jackson and the Singer of Apollo. I love Rick Riordan, so it was only £1, so I was like, quickly grab that. So I think it was like the last copy in the shop, so I was like, yeah. The next one is Two Can Keep a Secret by Karen M. McManus. It's the same author that did One of Us is Lying, and that's on my Owls TBR right now, so I'll hopefully read this soon if I like the author's writing. The next one is The Tattooist of Austerwitz. Oh my god, I think I really can't say that. It's based on the powerful true story of Leil Sokolov. I don't know, I'll put that there. That's what it says. By Heather Morris. My cousin actually said that a friend of his read this and said that it was really good, and I got it on like a deal, so I was like, I'll pick that up to see how it is, because I did enjoy The Boy in the Striped Pajamas, so hopefully it's good. The next one is, I think this is when I got this on a deal, but I'd already taken the sticker off, just forgot where the tattooist is. The Wife Between Us, so by Greer Hendricks and Sarah Pekkanen. I don't know if that's how you say that, but I like thrillers, and Karen Slaughter blurbed it, said it was a clever thriller with masterful twists, so I'll see. Hopefully it's good. The next one is The First Lady by James Patterson. Again, the last two are James Patterson's. This is, I don't think it's a sequel, but he did a book with the President Bill Clinton. It's The President Is Missing. He did a collaboration with him, and I have that one. Actually, I'm using it right now as a holding up my phone for filming, but I don't think it's a sequel, but it's in a similar sort of like the President type thing, so hopefully that's good. And the last book is 18th Abduction by James Patterson. This is part of the Women's Murder Club series, and I have, I think, pretty much all of them apart from number 10, so this was just recent, so I was super excited when I saw it come out. I was like, oh yes, and it's really nice. I like the red, which is really pretty, so I'm excited about this one. But that's everything that I bought in like the end of February / all of March, so I hope you've enjoyed, and I'll see you next time, and don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Bye.